Hi guys, thanks for joining me. I'm just going live to let you know of something exciting that's coming up. I hope you will want to be a part of it in some way, shape or form. I stumbled across on Facebook being tagged regularly to a post by a lady called Sonia. And I was reading all about Sonia and her battle and it was obviously cancer related, and I thought I need to connect with this person. I'm reading all these wonderful posts about what she's doing every day, raising money for this, raising awareness. She's just the most courageous and bravest person. And she was doing 5K and doing a Zumba class a day. And I just naively messaged and said, oh my God, I've just read your messages and your posts, your daily posts and update. You're an amazing, courageous lady, you know. And I'm so in awe of your progress, your determination, your drive, your positivity. What Zumba are you doing? And she said, Dawn, I'm doing yours. Zumba Ermston, I'm on YouTube. You know, you've got your channel, Dawn McKevitt, on YouTube with like 50 odd different classes. She said, I'm doing your Zumba on that channel. And I went, oh, wow. And I read more into this lady and she's just phenomenal. And I just felt with you guys and the fact I've been delivering in this community since 1987, running all the leisure centres in Trafford, I know a lot of you. And I was thinking, why don't we try and do something incredible in our community? Try and make it like the biggest Facebook live something or other to generate interest as well, people getting fitter and moving around, but also if you want to take part in something exciting and positive. This is Sonia's story and I'm sure some of it will resonate with you. In March 2019, I was diagnosed with grade 3 invasive ductal carcinoma. In non-medical terms, I had received a breast cancer diagnosis. What I thought was a cyst in my left breast was actually a 4-centimetre cancerous tumour that had spread into my arms and lymph nodes. My life changed in that minute and I didn't know if this was the end of the road, so my treatment began. On the 29th of April 2019, I said goodbye to my unwanted house guest, cancer. A treatment plan was in place. I underwent a 7-hour operation where the breast tissue and lymph nodes in my arm were removed. I had a full left side mastectomy. The operation gave me a fighting chance of survival, and there's some beautiful pictures of her. She's always smiling. In the days that followed, I received superb support and care from staff at Wythenshawe Hospital. I will always be indebted to them and the wonderful NHS. I recovered well from my mastectomy. I did develop a lymphedema in my left arm, as with no lymph nodes to filter toxins and tissues through the arm, I developed chronic swelling. This is a permanent condition, but manageable. I wear a support sleeve now to manage the swelling, and this works well. In the weeks that followed, I prepared for my hardest battle, the dreaded chemotherapy. I was transferred to the Christie Hospital in Manchester for my treatment. I have never known fear like the one where you have a cannula in your arm and watch drugs being administered, not knowing what their true effects would be, if at all, any. It is truly frightening. And there's a picture of her here having a chemotherapy. She's just so infectious, smiling all the time. The chemotherapy months were the hardest of my life. I had strange side effects, and I also had the one that majority of patients experience. I had vomiting, nausea and pain in my bones. I was weak, tired and in pain from the treatments. I'd even developed burn marks on my skin where the drugs had leaked out of my veins. My most personal battle was on day 13 from the first round of treatments. My hair fell out in clumps and I cried. It was not just about losing my hair. It was about losing my old self, my identity. The chemotherapy finished on October first. I'd been in a blanket of safety, surrounded by nurses and staff that were always available to support me. And now I was returning to the unknown. No one could tell me if the treatment had worked, if the drugs had killed the rogue cancer cells. There would be no full body scans. We had to hope this worked. The last of the active treatment was in November. I had 15 consecutive days of radiotherapy at Salford Royal, and radiotherapy makes you very tired, a fatigue that is unshakable for the weeks that follow. The beams burnt my skin. It can be painful and sore, and by the time you've reached the end, your skin has had enough. It's raw and ravaged by radiation. But this was the end of the active treatment, no more daily appointments. And I returned to work in November. I was keen to find some normality in what had been a surreal year. I missed that. I missed normality. I missed teaching, a job I had enjoyed for 18 years. I hadn't prepared for what the scientists call the latter effects of cancer treatment, in particular chemotherapy. I experienced peripheral neuropathy, which is a numbness in my feet and hands, nerve damage in my legs, and memory loss over the coming months. Cancer changes everyone. There is good and bad in the experience, but to me, the bad becomes insignificant. Today, I stand as one of the lucky ones, as too many of our friends and family are taken too soon by this disease in all of its different forms. This makes me sad. There will always be a fear of recurrence, but I manage this through a gratitude of what I do have, the here and the now. So in May 2020, a year on from the diagnosis, I committed to undertaking 5K a day, Zumba, to raise money. As we're doing the Cancer Research Race for Life at home this year, I put a creative spin on it and turned it into a Zumba class a day to meet the challenge. And this is where the wonderful Dawn McKevitt got involved and the launch of the fundraiser, Be a Dancer for Cancer Research, and a local community charity, the Toy House in Flixton. This is interesting. Now, I knew nothing about the Toy House. It's next to Delamere School. This charity was actually came about solely from the organisation and funds back in 1981 for the parents in our community of disabled children. They have solely funded that. And then later on, Trafford Housing Trust had to help them. But unfortunately, that has now been pulled. And of late, they are only surviving by donations, coffee mornings, but we need to put it on the map. And this is our opportunity. And the irony was, I asked the community what are the charities that they actually would have wanted the money to go to. And the most people said the Toy House. And it was amazing. So, God, we're all learning something. So it's important, I've got to remember this. Please like our charity page, Be a Dancer for Cancer. If you're struggling with it, I'm Dawn McKevitt, so look for me on Facebook or YouTube and message me. And like Zumba Ermston, because everything's going to be on that page, all the links to how to pay to contribute if you can, and lots of other detail. And basically, all I can say is caring is sharing.